Good afternoon, guys. 16:01. This is the quick trade recap. It's good to be with you guys. Thanks for joining me, Kim, Mike, Olaseni, Fani, Charmaine, Lorenzo, Joseph, Mr. W. Thanks for joining me. It's good to be with you guys as always, man. It's a wonderful day today. The weather is brilliant. The up and down fluctuations are right. To some guys, they don't like the weather, but we're not complaining. Yes. I hope you guys had a good late morning and a good early afternoon. This is the recap. We're going to just, you obviously track back and see what has happened since we last met this morning to see if there's any change. Need I remind you guys of our interest rate decision that will be coming out at 8 p.m. We discussed this. You guys also know the NFP will be out this week as well. So it's a pretty packed fundamental week, but nonetheless, we looked at a few trades. Some took a risk. We're going to go and see if it's panned out nicely or not. All right. If you guys are ready, I am ready. But I just obviously, as always, just remind you that we are a licensed FSP, a licensed over-the-counter derivatives provider. All the guys joining us on YouTube, you will see this as well. And then just remember, I'm a registered rep under supervision. I'm authorized to offer advice. Good afternoon, Bedna. All right. The Bone Collector. Same here, Nyashe. All right. Good to see you, man. And then don't forget the phases. As always, your accumulation, breakout, and movement phase. We saw that earlier on. Have you guys been watching the AUD NZD? Just to remember, it was in the movement phase. Go and check it out. And then we can obviously check it once more. All right. I'm ready. Let me share my screen. Let's try to get in as much as we can. All right, here's the not the MT5, the dollar index. It should be popping up onto your screen now. All right, can everybody see it? Everybody can see it, right? All right, so at this moment in time, guys, we are still trending bearish. You can see it. We are still bearish here. And what's very important about this, guys, is that interest rate decision that's coming out tonight. Now, remember, what could also happen here is that price could come down, very well come down, yes, but then on Friday, we have a bounce and we push up again for the NFP. So please just remember that it's important for you to look at what is happening in this entire section here, not just what is happening over there. Is everybody clear here, guys? All right, so you have to look at this entire section. So this is month to month. So you can see that for the month of October, we've been pretty bearish here with the dollar. And so we could still be moving down here. And if we do push down, which would be at the start, can you guys see this here? Start of September. If we do move down to the start of September, we could get the bounce on here. Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware of that, Nyasha. Still October, November, September, August. All right, so that's 31 days. All right, so this is September there, and we could get down to the start of September once again for a bounce and then push back up again. All right, so this is just giving you a nice aerial view here of what is happening with the dollar at this moment in time as we await the interest rate decision, which is set at 0.75%. And if it does come out, all right, remember I mentioned to you guys, it's been factored in already. Investors are looking towards mid-December for a lower rate, which could possibly give weakness than today. It is very possible. We just need to check it out at 8 o'clock. And I'm super amped though, because what it looks like, there could be a weaker dollar here. So I'm very excited to see what is going to happen at 8 p.m. if we do see that weaker dollar here. I'm very excited about when fundamentals come out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited because it tests my analysis and how well you actually analyze the market. All right, so one more time, dollar still seems to be a bit bearish. We could go down back to the start of September, right over there, and then formulate a bit of a support and then bounce back up, because remember, overall, we are still bullish on the dollar, but a temporal delay down to the zone here. That is the prediction. Let's go to the MT5 and let's go and see what is happening over there since we last met. So the AUD NZD, Tebo. The AUD NZD, this is where we left off. This is where we left off. I'm on the hour frame here once again because I'm looking at movement for today. This is today's movement so far. We've still been bearish and we are still bearish at this moment in time. We've seen a little bit of a support form here. We did have a signal that came out this morning that suggested a buy, and that was all the way up to 1.10450 with a stop loss, as you can see here, at 1.08800. It's going to be interesting to see this one as well. Will we see a reaction? Will we push down or will we push up? If we do, and the signal is on point there, as mentioned, we should then be raising up and going to about 116 pips, or going the distance for about 116 pips. But what's important is also the zone over here. There could be a stop on the way to Durban, and this could very well be the stop all the way to Durban. All right, everybody, please just make sure that you understand that. All right, so we could get a stop there and then possibly push down again. Please do not forget that these pivot points, these areas that I highlight to you guys, is really, really accurate in determining, all right, where price reacts. So this is more or less what I'm trying to say. We could go up, yes, but not necessarily reach the 1.10 area, 10,450. Is everybody clear? We might just come a little shy of it. From there to there is about 42 pips. The only thing we can do at this moment in time, we can watch it. It's going to be interesting. I like it when we have signals. I like it when there's fundamentals because it tests what we know. So that's the signal that came out this morning here. Let's put a check on it. Let's go to the NASDAQ and see what is cracking over there. Guys, remember, this is a recap. And once again, it's good to see all of you guys here as always. Here's the NASDAQ, ladies and gentlemen, of the NAS 100 volatile index. Derives from the whole NASDAQ. Has over 3,000 companies. It's smaller, which again, in terms of the companies that is within it, but it's a pretty good 10,000 or in the 10,000 point area index. So it's pretty big in that size. And so there's many guys that are trading the NASDAQ because in between these shorter time frames, you can make quite a bit of money if you have that balance. Now we can clearly see here from an hourly perspective, guys, we are only looking at today. We are still pretty bearish. We have managed to go up to that resistance there, but we are not clearing at all. We are still bearish. Therefore, guys, let us just be careful. All right. If you were thinking of longing it, be very careful. There's a very big chance that we could come down to this zone over here. Please just be careful on the NASDAQ here, especially with the interest rate decisions. They are affected when these rates do come out. Is everybody clear? So if you're in a trade with the NASDAQ, be careful. The guys always ask me, Ash, what should I do when I get these interest rate decisions? What direction should I take? Let me give you the conservative answer here, because that is the suggested way to go. Wait for the dust to settle. When the dust has settled and it's done what it needed to do for that 2-3 minutes, remember, you can lose money in seconds. Is everybody with me here? Not even minutes. You can lose 50 to 100,000 in the blink of an eye. So let us not ever think that, trading fundamentals is brilliant all the time. There are guys out there that will say to you, they love fundamentals. They love the volatility. Good for them. God bless them. Does it make sense, everybody? Not everybody will agree with that. There's some guys that's going to say, I will wait for fundamentals to die down. Are we together? Once it's died down and the dust is settled, then you come and you get in there. Are we together? Kind of like jackals, you know. We're not like the lions here that want to go in, and we are not like you know, the top carnivores. We are pretty like jackals. If I had to put an animal there, we wait for everybody to leave the carcass, and then we come in and we have our spoils. You know, if we had to go into the world of a jackal, they're still alive, isn't it? So everybody, and if they're alive, it means they're eating. So we'd be pretty surprised of how they survive and what they survive. Is everybody with me there? Everybody with me there? Funny, I see Vedna, thanks David. Funny, average time for dust to settle. You know what, Funny, that's between 3 to 5 minutes even. Sometimes it can be 15 minutes. All right, there's no black and white answer to that. We're together because it all depends on the buyers and sellers. But generally, you're going to see between 3 and 5 minutes. Are we together? All right, so let's pay close attention to this. Let's not get carried away, guys. You guys know how I roll. I like to give different opinions, different views. I don't only like to give you one. Are we together? It's too hollow, it's too shallow, and it's not good for a teacher or an advisor just to give you one view. All right, there's got to be more than one so that you can have that option available. All right, S&P 500 as well. Also on the 1 hour chart, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not changing the time frame because we are dealing with today's fundamentals. So we want to see what happens today. So can you see we are still bearish here as well? Can you see that? We are still bearish here. We have tested the zone. Can I zoom in here? Let me show you what we've tested. We have actually, can you see this specific area here? Look at that. If I take a horizontal, look at that. Mike, we've actually tested that area there. Kimi, can you see that? Vedna, can you see it? Fani, we've actually tested the low of that pivot point. So if we've rejected there, why would we go in for the long now? It wouldn't make sense, right? I mean, if we had to be honest, if you're going to go into it, then you're taking a higher risk. If you are going to long now, your risk is going to be higher. So where is price now? Let's quickly go and track it. We've come down, we've rejected, we've gone all the way down. Look at this, look at this. Aha. Look at this. Kim, I'm going to give you an advisory comment here. Be very careful. Look where we are now. Can you see that? Do you see this? See that zone there? See that zone? Now watch, watch, watch. If I do this and I cut the fellow in half. Now watch this. If you are in a short, I can say you save. Are we together? We are not above the 50%. But if that dollar weakens, Kimi, watch it now, all right? Especially tonight. If that dollar weakens and this sucker decides to go up again, maybe to go to that zone there, you got to really think about that, okay? But if it still continues to go down, I would say well done. Are we together? We obviously need to check it out. We need to see what is happening tonight, but we are literally now, all right, trapped in this area, and we want to see if it breaks out further. Mpo, does it make sense there? Tebo, does it make sense? Koleseni, does it make sense? So we are traveling between these two worlds. Guys, I also want you to really focus on the accuracy of these tests. Look how many candles, all right, how many candles is in between the tests. Here you have one test there, here you have one candle closing there. But look at all of the hours in between. So look at the accuracy of the areas. Is everybody clear here? Look at the accuracy of the areas. Can I just ask this here? Because you know what, and I'm going to go back to Teresa, as I always say, all right? When you are taking apart something, do you get, when you're looking at samples, are you getting less accuracy or more accuracy when you're taking a sample of, for example, 100 samples? Do you get 60% accuracy there, or do you find there's like maybe 3 out of 100 accurate results? I don't know. Maybe just let me know. Is there like 3 to 5 or 10 accurate examples when you compare them to the entire 100? Does that make sense the way I'm actually asking that specific question? Okay, so it does. Projecting for the downside based on momentum and divergence. All right, so Nyash is also on a short there with Kimi. All right, I'm just waiting for Teresa there because it's exactly the same here. You have so many candles out of the day, right? But then you have 2 or 3 of them that's testing a very accurate area. All right, the bigger the sample amount, the better. Okay, exactly. So look at all of these candles that's showing us it's bearish, right? Testing 100% right there, that resistance, and then continuing actually to go down. Now, if we break this area of accuracy there, do you guys see what had happened before after it broke that same zone? Yes, there might have been a bit of a retracement. Yes, there might have, but we continue to move further down. So we are looking for the points that is most accurate, because that determines the quality of the setup. You can write that down if you'd like to. The most accurate area where price is tested, that determines the quality of the setup. If you don't have an accurate place where price tests, you're then going to enter prematurely sometimes. Is everybody clear with that, guys? Please, that's a very important point there, okay? So if you're in the short here, all right, good. You've seen what it's done today. Let's hope that this continues to go down in favor of that specific trade. All right. Let's go to the US 30 and see also from an hourly perspective, it's looking exactly the same. So the NASDAQ, all right, the S&P 500 and the US 30 or the Dow Jones or DJ is looking exactly the same. We are bearish. We want to see if it does proceed further down. All right, when we go to Brent, we said that Brent is accumulating. There were some shorts in here. I remember that Gerard wanted to go down to the 88.20. Are we together? And I said to him, be very careful about shorting it at this moment because there's no clear direction. We can see that Brent here, guys, it has not progressed to the downside here. Is everybody clear? So I'm going to say it again. I wish that Gerard was here. All right, because that would have obviously helped. You can see that we needed to break out. WTI, you can see here as well. Oh, no, sorry, apologies. It was with WTI. It wasn't with Brent. It was with WTI. Here's the calculator. All right. So Gerard said 85.9 for a TP. Now, guys, I said to him, remember there was a 20 pip stop loss 10, and I said it's a risky one. It was a risky one. We were in here. That's 9. So far, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. So between 9 and 11, we were in here from there to there. So it's progressed down. It's moved 10 pips. Are we together? And it's sitting at that support. It's sitting at that support here. Now, Gerard might be onto something here. Are we together? But what has happened over the past few days, Brent did not react like the indices, neither did it react with the dollar pairs. Is everybody with me? So it might not react. Now, when I say Brent, I'm also speaking or talking about WTI because they correlate together. So we wait with this one. Let's see how it goes. Let's push over to the USD Swiss franc. Now, guys, we were here this morning and I said, and I drew this triangle here, and I said to you guys, anything can happen between here and here. You can see we have not advanced up. Is everybody clear? We have not advanced up. And look at this. We've been tracking. We've been coming down here, actually. Now, the challenge is, remember, if we are right about the dollar losing a little bit of ground tonight, we might just proceed down to the downside here. Is everybody clear with this one? So let's leave this one alone. Let's see how it goes. Remember, I'm with you guys for 5 days. This is the first one out of the 5. So tomorrow is still another day. Is everybody with me? So if we see any great movement here and there's good closing, especially on the part of the daily frame, all right, which, guys, I think we could still be coming down here even tomorrow, guys. It's very, very important. Look at that wick there. I spoke to you about that unfinished business. So we might very well still come down here. Please be careful if you ever thought about longing it. USD CAD from an hourly premise, look at today. If I zoom in, this is today. Now, what's very important about this if I do go back, hold on. If I do go back, we are currently struggling at this pivot point here. Mike, this is where we're struggling. Can you see that? That's the struggle. That's the resistance. So if I put it up, let's put it up to the high. Let's go back and look at that. That is a strong resistance. We're struggling. We need to break that one first. All right. So the interest rate will help us determine whether we are longing here tomorrow. But remember, let's not be strangers to the NFP here, because that's still coming out on Fridays. Everybody clear with that one as well? Okay. So we're on our toes. We're on our toes. It's a packed week, interest rates and job reports in the same week. It's pretty packed. Let's go to AUD USD, good people. Look at this. 64409, 1 hour frame. Oh, very interesting, guys. We might just come down here. That to some guys looks like a head and shoulder pattern as well. Shoulder, head, and the right shoulder there for some of the guys. Now, guys, can I please say this as well? All traders here, even the guys who will join me on YouTube, all right? Mike, there are many guys that even read a head and shoulder pattern differently from other people. Some guys don't see head and shoulder patterns the same. Can I shock you with this? Some guys will say that is a sideways head and shoulder pattern. Are we together? They'll say that's a sideways head and shoulder pattern. They'll say, Ash, there's the head, there's the shoulder, there's the head, Ash, there's the other. Guys, please understand, there's different ways to skin a cat, all right? Respectfully speaking, I saw Teresa here Thursday. All right? By default, what we want, we'd like the traditional head and shoulder pattern, because that's what's been happening for hundreds of years. Is everybody with me here, guys? Remember, trading's been happening for a long time. Is everybody clear? You guys know how old the JSE is? You know how old the JSE is? All right. So what's very important, we want the traditional head and shoulder pattern here. Is everybody? So it's been happening. And so we are following what price has done and what people have been trading. Remember, guys, with anything that's new, any innovation, any new idea, any person that analyzes something that's not been seen before, not been seen, because some wise pages tell me that there's nothing new under the sun. So anyone that comes and says that this is new, are we together? Some people are intimidated by the word new. Is everybody clear with that? They're intimidated, so they might not trust it. So what do we do in the meantime? We look at the traditional way, and if it is new, back test it hundreds of times. Does that make sense? To make sure that you get the same result every time. Is everybody clear? All right. And can I please just conclude with that comment? If you've tested it 1,000 times and it keeps doing and giving the same result, it simply means it was never new. It was always there. You just discovered it. All right. And you tested what you discovered 1,000 times. So it's actually very true that there's nothing new under the sun. Is everybody with me? So you tested 1,000 times, you get 900 times, correct. You just discovered something that's been there already. In this specific case, this could be a shoulder, that could be a head, this could be another shoulder. Be very careful here, because this is giving us something totally different to what we had looked at. We're looking for some dollar weakness, but here there could be some dollar strength. So can you guys see how volatile it actually is here? All right, so be careful, be careful. That's the AUD USD. Let's quickly go to GBP USD. I'm going to put on the hour frame as well. And I'm going to zoom out, and the same thing here. We see a weaker dollar on the dollar index, but against the GBP, the dollar seems to be a bit stronger. So guys, it is volatile, it is mixed, it is unpredictable, so be careful. All right. Out of the dollar pairs, the only one that has honestly just been a little bit stronger in terms of its signal has been the NZD USD. Look at this 12-hour candle here. Look at that. We had the first 12 hours of today close above, and it's just leaving a little wick that's standing above there. This is the only signal from the dollar pairs that is stronger than the rest, that and the USD JPY. Apologies. All right. So this one here, guys, even on a 4-hour time frame, look how it's struggling to come down from there. Can you guys see that? From 12 o'clock up until now, we've stayed in that resistance area, which means, or which connotes that we could still go up further. But it is unpredictable. And Siyabonga did say that this morning. Is Siyabonga on? Siyabonga had a bit of an issue there with the 59148 area, which I took into account, and I did leave it there for merit and to give credit to him. Are we together? Should it not pass there? Is everybody clear? So we're going to have to watch it. We're going to have to see what happens tonight. Let's push forward, guys. We're marching on. Remember, this is a recap. We just want to see what has happened. Are we together? The morning sessions are a little bit more detailed, and also there's more time in the morning sessions. All right, everybody. Look at the USD JPY here. This is giving us a totally different picture with what we saw with the AUD USD. We're seeing a weaker dollar here against the yen. Is everybody clear, guys? Can I hang there just for 14 seconds and make sure that everybody is seeing this imbalance that is happening at this moment in time? This imbalance. We were looking at the short here based on what is happening here, but there seems to be a bit of an imbalance in the dollar even here. And that is obviously investors, it's traders around the world. There's panic, drama, emotional. Are we together? All of these things are playing factors in why we see this specific display. Remember, the reflection of the price is the reflection of the minds. The reflection, or at least the expression of the price, let me put it another way. The expression of the price is a reflection of the mind. How the traders, how investors are thinking is then expressed on the charts. And at this point in time, from an hourly perspective, or at least today, you can see it still looks pretty bearish here. All right, Mike, once again, those pivot points, all right, I know you've been trying to understand them as well a month or two ago, all right? And I tried to repeat them many times. Can you see how we are still beneath these zones here, traveling possibly to the 2 blocks there? Can you see that? So we are literally in between these worlds over here, possibly going to that zone. So please be very careful. If you're in the short, like you are with the S&P here, or with those indices, all right, you can see that you're in the money, yes, but we're waiting for that interest rate decision. All right, let's move over. Euro USD. Euro USD. Hourly frame. And guys, this is a classic. When you look at a retracement or a lower high or a pullback, that is a classic pullback. Can you see that? It's so classic. Let me actually do this. Hold on for me. Hold on for me. Hold on for me. Hold on for me. Guys, this is classic. Let me take this off. Can everybody see the white screen? I hope you can. I hope it's not too bright. This is classic. I'm just trying to find the right time frame here just to show you the highs and the lows. This is a classic coming down, all right, creates a low there. Look at that. Let me actually do it like this. Look at these lows here. See that? Lows. Some more lower lows, some more lower lows, some more lower lows. Can you see that? So there's a lot of lower lows here and there's lower highs. Classic, classic, classic. Is everybody clear? Going down, lower lows, lower highs. That looks like a retracement. If you go now to our hourly frame, look at that. And let's quickly track back. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. We are currently at this zone here. Let me quickly show you. This is showing some dollar strength here. We are currently at that area there, right there. We are right here. Is everybody clear with what I'm mentioning here now? Okay, so please watch out. Also, don't forget, many times this can happen even if there is dollar strength. Look at this, down, up again. All right, is everybody clear? That can also happen. We're not ruling that out at all. We can push down and then we push up again. So let's not rule that out. Okay, is everybody clear? Everybody clear, guys? Let's make sure. Ping pong, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Netflix, still keeping an eye on this one. If you guys have been tracking Netflix with me, guys, you'll notice that we have pushed very nicely. We are still above the 280 area, still anticipating 387. Look at the exhaustion. Look at the exhaustion. Can you guys see that? We might just bounce from... Is everybody clear? Everybody 100% clear there? Make sure that you guys are with me. And you can see that that is that support right there. Now, what's very critical about this, guys, please, can I just mention this to you? Look at this as I contract. If we do break, please note, that could be the zone that we come back to. Can you see that? That is around 249, 250. Lorenzo, you say it's crystal. Remember, guys, at the end of the day, we want the technical analysis to be as clean as possible. All right, as clear as possible. Now, if you see these lines on my charts, just know that's previous analysis. But I want it to be as clear, as clean as possible. If we break, we come down to 50 to come and retest what was the breakout area over there. Is everybody clear, guys? Everybody 100 with me there? May I move on? Let's go to the AUD-NZD. We're going to go and check out that chart there real quick. All right, AUD-NZD, AUD-NZD. Look at this. One more time. We are still in the zone here. So just be careful if you did go in for the long there. Let's move, guys. GBP AUD. Guys, what's very important about this, we are still in between these areas here. Look at this. We are still in between these zones over here. This will be the next area that we go to, obviously, but we obviously need to break these zones here before we do that. Let's watch it. There could be something here. Let's just see how it does close. Look at the daily. We are still resisting here, guys. I'm very, very skeptical about going in for the long now. The problem with this is we are resisting at that left-hand side over there, and that's a problem. All right, everybody clear? AUD CAD. AUD CAD. Can you guys see where we are? We are still at that support, even on a weekly. Wick to the downside, wick to the upside speaks of indecision, uncertainty. We got to wait for these candles to give us a little bit more clarity over here. We got this high to beat here. If this high is not violated, I don't see this long panning out for now. We might just go further down. So please be careful. I'm going to run through a couple of pairs here. All right, everybody, let's go to Euro CHF now. Euro CHF, guys, we at the resistance. I'm looking for a long here, but you guys can clearly see we are battling this area here right now. We are battling right there. So we don't get into the long now. We wait for it to be violated. Please write down 99348. Let me ask the question: Is the white screen or chart better? Can you guys see it more clearly? Is the white better there? If you can, just let me know, and then I can proceed to do that. Okay. All right. The white Ponch prefers black. Yes, 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 yes. You guys remember Panic Mechanic when he was eating that acha? Remember that? Yes, yes. You guys remember that? Yes, 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 yes. All right. So there's a mixture. There's a mixture here. Wow, that's really interesting. Really interesting. So we will blend it. Otsile, that's so long ago. I mean, you know, it's so long ago. Otsile, that's years ago. Our brain just, you know, we have a very good storage. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. GBP CAD. You know, Ponch, sometimes you have to just let the guys know that he's 100% on board, you know. All right, so let's quickly look at this one here, guys. Let's look at this one. Let's quickly track monthly frame. I'm zooming completely out. Ash, why are you zooming out? We're trying to track and see what is happening here. Are we together? Can you guys see this? So let's go and track there. Let's track. Let's see. Can you guys see where we are currently at? We are in this zone here. So now we got to go back and see where exactly are we tracking? By which area? Look at price. That's a rejection right there. Look at the rejection. This one and this one here. This guy, what's very important about this, my friends, we have a high there. On that side, we have a high here. So if I go back, this is where we're currently at. Can you guys see this? Now, if I switch and I go down to a shorter time frame, can you guys see how the pound is trying to come up here? Let's drop down one more. Look at that. Look at this. We stopped right at that zone there. Can you see that resistance there? On the left-hand side, same zone, resistance. So what do we need to do here, ladies and gentlemen? We need to break that area to take it up. That's a beautiful 300 pips there. But we need to break that first. Is everybody clear? We need to break this first. We haven't broken it. Now, before we talk about cutting this in half, let's chat about if it goes further down. Can you guys see this area there? That zone there? After this zone, let's go and track where it comes down to. Do you see this area here? That is about 165 pips down there. So now watch. Look at that zone. It's tested before. Rejection came down before. Can you guys see that? So if we drop down, we are literally at that support, which means price could possibly even come down to here. Can you guys see this, ladies and gentlemen? Can you guys see what I'm actually talking about here? Now, what we need to do is we're going to go to a shorter time frame. And what are we going to draw here, guys? Because remember, what do we need to see to make an observation here? We need to see, hold on, let me just move this fellow here. Aha. Can you guys see that zone here? Where are we currently? We are in the northern hemisphere. Let me make it a different, make it solid. And as you can see, this is the bullish zone. Look at that. All right, and let's draw the bearish zone now. Excuse the paint. All right, look at that. Buyers are more at this moment in time. But remember, we can still push up. We can come down again, the zone here, then we got to watch. Is everybody clear? Now, what is the purpose of this? Some guys would want to take it and take it up to that zone there. So how many pips is that? From there to there is 108 pips. This is for the guys that are trading shorter time frames. They will actually trade it from there to there and they'll get out. Is everybody clear with what I just mentioned there, guys? Now, what's very important about this, if you look at the daily, guys, if we get Hold on. So if we get a daily frame that's closing beneath here, beneath the zone here, we could even go down to that zone and bounce up again. So this is accumulating. You can see it. Look at the accumulation here. But what's going to be critical for us is to see, where does the daily feature here? Does the daily close above? Does the daily close beneath? Does the daily close above? Does the daily close beneath? If the daily momentum closes above here, we could have a nice long from there to there, which is in connection with the buyers at the top of the northern hemisphere. Is everybody clear with that, guys? Even if it was, look at this 12-hour candle here. We have no 8-hour above there. There's no 6-hour above there. Can you see it? No 4-hour yet. 3-hour is above but not closed. 2-hour is not, so be careful. Not even a 1-hour. It literally rejected and came back down. Can you see the accuracy here? Literally rejected, came back down. So please do not think for a second, just because it looks like this now, we're going to go all the way up. It can reject right there, go all the way down, and dan is jy 'n groot goed is. Is everybody clear? Everybody 100? So let's wait for it. Let's move on. Yep, we almost sorted as well. Let's go NZD-JPY. This was the 50% from there. We did not even get close. The NZD has increased in strength. It's gone upside. Guys, we are literally at the 50% of this red zone here. That's the 50% of the green zone. We have hit and went above the 50% in the red zone. The NZD did increase in strength. This is not a proper peak. This is not a proper peak here. Look at the exhaustion that's already happening here. That's why I'm saying to you that there is no clarity yet with regards to the dollar. Same setup there with the EuroCAD. We'll go check it out now then, Nyasha. Not a problem. Look at the exhaustion there, guys. All right. So please, let's just be careful here, guys. We could see some more upside to the 87 area. It did not even get close to the 50% of the green zone. That's the 50% of the red zone, 50% of the green zone. All right, let's go. EuroCAD. EuroCAD. I read somewhere that, listen to this. I read somewhere, it was some time ago, man. I read that when we get to the end of the year, many people's moods go down. Have you guys seen that? I've seen people's morale diminish as they are approaching the end of the year, with the scientific approach of what have I achieved for this year? My goals, have they been attained? Very interesting, because if that's the mindset, it can filter through to your trading. How much have you achieved in your believe me? Are we together? And so watch for those things. Are we together? We can, yes, Fani, absolutely. And one would think it's the end of the year. People are happy to go into the next year, but it's the opposite effect, which is very interesting. All right, EuroCAD here. You know what, Nyashe, my friend, we are stuck in this candle. I can tell you 100%. Yeah, we're stuck in this candle here. You see the candle there? Price is just stuck. We rejected here at that candle. Look at that. And if I were to take, look at that, we rejected, came back down. We're still stuck in here. Now from there to there is 97 pips, okay? 97 pips. So let's do this. Let's take that away. Let's go to a shorter time frame. Now, what's very important about this, let me quickly show you. We have a zone that can block us there. You can see we basically are testing that area there. But from there to there, that would be our TP. So we are in between these two zones here. Nasha, we are in between these two zones here. So the breaking of that area is better. 67 pips there. Can you see that? You clear that? All right. Sold at 1.37. Beautiful. Let's give Nasha a round of applause, guys. 1.37 is all the way up. Let's give Nasha a round of applause there. 1.37. Beautiful. Stunning. All right. Stunning, 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 stunning. All right. Let's go check out that GBP yen real quick. GBP yen. Oof. Guys, showing a similar picture to that of the USD JPY. Showing a similar picture to that of the NZD JPY. Let's go look at the CHF JPY. Let's see if there's any correlation over there. Teresa, I'm sure you look at samples. You go and you say, let's see if I have the same year. Let me go across the room and see if there's something. Yeah, because you want to correlate, right? Absolutely. Look at CAD JPY. Look at the sucker right there. So talk to me about this dollar strength here. Guys, we might be in for a treat here tonight. We might be in here for a treat tonight. CAD JPY, look at AUD JPY. This was, remember, Laik had this one here for a long, and I said to him, Laik, be careful. There was a resistance there. We could see some downside here first before we do something. There's that resistance. Let's shift to that CHF JPY real quickly and see what's cracking over there. Let's see what's cracking over there and see if we see the correlation. Very simple. Let me get that chart. I'll go with the white, guys, the color on the white now. And you can see it as well. Look at this. Absolutely. I don't know, guys. For me, it's absolutely stunning to see this correlation. I don't know. To me, it's absolutely stunning. Honestly, when things make sense like this, you know, there was a time when I started out. Can I say this to you guys? When I actually started out and I was so frustrated, my first 2 years, so frustrated. Can I just give you that? Frustrated because I couldn't understand. I'm trading USD JPY long, but why is it not happening on the other pairs? Not understanding the correlation. Do you see that? Not seeing the patterns. And so later on, the more competent you become when you start seeing this, it's artwork. It's really, really artwork. All right. It's really, really artwork. If you look at the CHF JPY from a more monthly perspective, look at this. I'm going to move back. I'm going to move back. Let's go and see the rejection. Did it reject anywhere else? There's 1992. 1992. So the CHF has really pushed. All right, this one really high, but hold on, look at this. Can I share something? Who's seeing what I'm seeing here? Teresa, are you seeing what I'm seeing? It's up, right? But do you see a rejection? Do you see any rejection? Kimi, do you see it? Adele, good to see you. Do you see any rejection? Mpo, do you see rejection? Mike, do you see rejection? Jacob doesn't. Can I show you where it is? Can I show you where it is? There it is. Can you see the rejection there? So I'm trying to say to you, you got to train the eye to see it. This is you have to train the eye to see it. Can you guys see that? So now watch this. We have rejected there. Let's drop down. Look at that. Everybody clear? Let me do this one more time just so you can see what I'm saying. Look at that. Going back. There's the rejection, 2014. All right. So let's see if we can find a price higher now. That's the highest, 127. So if you drop down, that is how far it could come tumbling down. But obviously that's not realistic. That's 2,000 pips. Are we together? That's not realistic. All right. Now, what's very important about this, see the zone here? 145. That looks more realistic. That looks more realistic. And if we cut this in half, we are below the 50%. Can you guys see this? Let's go down to our time frame. Who sees the downside now? Who sees the downside now? Remember, I said to you guys, the point is to make the charts very clear. Who sees the downside now? Down, down, down. Oh, wow. And you know what is so interesting about this? Look at this. This could be something that really comes crashing down because that wick is not at a pivot point. We've already gone past the pivot point. Do you see where price is? We long past that area. So if I zoom out and I go back again, look, we are currently trading at this pivot point here. We're currently trading at this pivot point here. So further down is that one there. Further down is that one there. Can you guys see where we're at now? Is this not clear? Kim, does this make sense? Mpo, does this make sense, Fani? It seems that way. At this point in time, Fani? All right. So guys, what's very important about tonight, what are we looking for? We're looking to see what that interest rate does. Remember, 75 basis points is already factored in. So I said to you guys that the investors are jumping the 75 and they are moving towards mid-December. Not only that, secondly, NFP job reports coming out Friday. Is everybody with me? So fundamentally speaking, it's obscured as Klom nonsense. All right. But technically, it seems like what we've analyzed, the direction is there. So what we're looking for is to see what the emotions of the investors do around the world that has the big money. They will either be taking out cash tonight or putting in cash, because you can only do those two things at a certain time. Does it make sense? You're either putting in cash or you're taking out cash. Some guys will say, yeah, but you can wait as well. Fine. I'll give 3 options there for the other guys. All right. You can either put in cash, take out cash, or you're waiting with your cash. So we got to see which one is happening based on the dollar tonight. Now, I'm pretty amped. We'll close off here, but I'm pretty amped about tonight. And I want to say that even tomorrow, I'm pretty excited because I want to see what happens so that we can have a fantastic time in our second session looking for some more entries now, whether we're doing momentum entries or we're doing short time frame entries, which is shorter distances, 60 pips, 50 pips, around there. We just want to see what tonight brings to the table. Is everybody 100 with me? We're all on the same page, the same line of the page as well, at the same left-hand side of the page, all right, at the same letter of the word. Are we together, guys? We got to be detailed here now. We all are there. All right. So you know, that's the way to go, isn't it? So that's the way to go. Let's be detailed so everybody knows what we're working with. And so when we come on tomorrow morning, the same punctuation mark, absolutely, full stop, whatever. All right. So when we come on tomorrow morning, then everybody knows what it is. It's very, very difficult. I'll conclude with this. If you go on a long trip with someone, and we discussed it a week ago, who's buying what, who's driving where, and then on the day, then there's just a mess that will irritate any person. Does that make sense, everybody? Is everybody with me? There's a mess there. So what we want is, we all know where we're going. We know what we're expecting. And we push forward tomorrow morning. I'm looking forward to it, guys. Have a good evening. Enjoy load shedding as always. Take a Baraka, something, whatever. But I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30. All right. You guys have been brilliant. Thank you so much for the great session. Kimmy, see you guys. Therese, Shirley, Adele, good to see you again. All right. Mpo, the bone collector. See you, Nasha. Ciao, ciao, guys. Bye-bye.